Alright! LOUISA May Alcott's Little Women, Part 2, Chapters 24 to 47. So let's get this started with right now. So I hope you guys will enjoy this episode, and right now, last we left off, Beth is basically, yeah, I could marry this guy after he's financially supportable, and yeah, 3 years later, he's financially supportable, they're married, and it's the marriage day, it's the wedding day, and everyone is trying to wear the best dresses, although usually it's the old dresses. And with that, lots of other things seems to start happening too, where basically Beth is now like, hey, yay, marriage, like, it's congratulations. And Mega's like, yay, I'm married. I'm grossly oversimplifying this book a lot. Keep that in mind. I'm leaving some parts of it out, because then it'll be like too long for a 10-minute video. That happens, and then, well, Little Women, LOUISA May Alcott finally makes wrong person, Amy, to marry. Although, let me tell you how that happens. First of all, Lauren is like, yay, I think I'm starting to like Joe. Also, all of you might have been thinking like, hey, isn't it Joe who's marrying? Well, that's what I saw before I read the book. That's what I saw even before I even saw the movie. The new version, of course. And that happens, and, well, I just got to say that this was highly unexpected. Also, now that I look at LOUISA May Alcott's life, if I knew her, then I would have known what it seems to be like, because I finally realized Joe is modeled upon LOUISA May Alcott. So back to the story, and so Laurie is like, hey, I'm gonna propose, and then he makes a mischief, Joe fixes it. Joe is like writing stories, romance stories, although she calls them rubbish, and she's only writing them just because it sells, and she just needs finance, and she wants to be independent. I don't know what to say. Oh wait, am I speaking Korean? Alright, so I just ranted about it in Korean for a while, and now next thing that I'm going to say is that I mean Joe, rejects Laurie's proposal, saying, I don't like you as a love interest, I like you as a friend, so no, go. No, reject. And then he tries to convince her. Laurie tries to convince her. It's like, no. And Laurie finally says, you like that old professor guy, dude, don't you? Because she went away for a while before that happened, so that Laurie could cool off. And, well, he thought the professor guy was into him, and she was like, no! Are you talking about your no! Mr. Brett or whatever. Just an FYI, it is pronounced Bar, I believe. Bar. I believe it's German. And that happens. And she's like, no, I don't. Also, later in the novel, we see that she does. So, yeah. And now she's writing stories, and she's now independent. And her mom's like, and then Beth is under scarlet fever. She recovers. And then a few years later, she finally says this. I'm dying. I know I'm dying. Because I'm gonna go now. So, bye. That happens, and then she dies of the after effects of scarlet fever. Now Joe is the oldest, so she takes away her writing ambitions for a while and becomes the head of the family, other than the mom, of course. Their dad's home because the Civil War's over. Finally! And then the last thing that I can probably imagine that they've seen is that Amy and Laurie finally get together, and they, well, marry. It's their marriage day. They're married, and then Amy and Laurie are good. Beth already had 2 kids and is neglecting her maternalhood by doing motherhood, and then realizes what she's doing, so she fixes that mistake real quickly. And then finally, Joel's like, alright, fine, I'll marry this guy. Bar, okay. And Alcott's like, she's probably been pressured after the readers found out in Volume 1 that they want Joe to marry them. And she's like, I'm not gonna make them marry, but I will make her marry someone else. And that happens, and then Joe marries Mr. Barr, which is not a great idea. So that happens. Barr is married, and then they're like, yay! And everyone kind of expected them to be like the old 18th century fashion people and stay like, the mom stays at home, has kids, and just raises them. But no. She starts at school with her husband and becomes the principal, the headmaster, well, headmistress, and headmaster duo. Those two, the two of them, and they start a school for boys. I mean, you're not going. I mean, Joe's not going to be completely 18th century related, completely 18th century modern. Well, at the time, modern wife. And then that's over. The story basically closes. The story basically closes, and they live happily ever after. There are 5 grandchildren, markedly expanded, and we have to wait until the sequel of the book. Technically sequel because there's 3. So I hope to see you guys soon. On out. Peace. All hail the king of cats. Claude the cat is the king of cats. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.